Watching News at Prime, let's bring you this now. Deputy Minister of Police Cassel Mathale tomorrow expected to appear before Parliament's ad hoc committee that's looking at the veracity of alleged criminal infiltration and political interference in the criminal justice system. Last week, the Minister Senzo Mchunu and former Minister Bheki Cele appeared before the inquisitorial body as it continues piecing together, or should we say piecing together, the information that may shed light on the explosive allegations. This follows claims of capture of South Africa's criminal justice system, and these claims made by KwaZulu-Natal's top cop, General Mwanazi, in his July press conference. Newzroom Afrika's Zoleka Qodashe following that story for us, and she joins us live from Cape Town today. Zoleka, good evening to you. So you're giving us almost a front row seat as to what we might expect tomorrow coming out of that ad hoc committee. One of the deputy ministers of police is going to be in front of the members of parliament, and I do seem to recall choice words that the General Mwanazi had for both these two as he told them in their faces that they're doing something wrong. Remind us again what the context was.
That's right. Good evening, Xoli, and good evening to the viewers. One of the Deputy Ministers of Police, that's Cassel Mathale, will appear before the parliamentary body, that's the ad hoc committee tomorrow, that's essentially looking at the veracity of these allegations of criminal infiltration and political interference in the criminal justice system. Now, we expect that there are central issues that the Deputy Minister will be expected to look at. Among them is those claims by the Minister, Senzo Mchunu, that has since been placed on leave of absence of a consultation that he had with the two deputy ministers. You'll remember that the minister said that on the 21st of November 2024, he had an interaction with the two deputy ministers in relation to several issues within the police service. Among them is looking at the disbandment of the political killings task team. But not only that, when General Mwanazi, Lieutenant General Mwanazi, the top cop in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, appeared before Parliament's ad hoc committee, he had said that the Deputy National Police Commissioner for Crime Detection, Shadrack Sibiya, had sent a message to a Deputy Minister of Police. And that message was sent late last year in 2024 in relation to the procurement of spy equipment or crime intelligence equipment that was sourced from China, but not through legal means. And so the Deputy National Police Commissioner, that's Sibiya, had called for an investigation for this equipment that amounted to 13 million rand, and said that the National Police Commissioner, Fanny Masemola, must account in that regard. Of course, the top cop in KwaZulu-Natal had choice words as well for Sibiya, saying that he has essentially in that context elevated himself to the level of a deputy minister. You'll remember that if there is a complaint or any wrongdoing that any of the deputies see has been done, they will then take that matter to the National Commissioner. And so in that context, in a message that was sent to a deputy minister last year, Sibiya actually said that the National Commissioner should be investigated and also be called to account for how there was that procurement or sourcing of sourcing of spy equipment to the tune of 13 million rand. Let's take a listen to what he told the ad hoc committee.
Honorable members, this is Jarasbia talking to a deputy minister and the comrade Mathebula, that we don't know who the comrade Mathebula is. And he says we must hold the National Commission accountable. So he placed himself in the same position of the deputy minister. He placed himself in the same position of the comrade Mathebula, that they must hold the National Commission accountable to account about this. Jarasbia says he has sources within crime intelligence that tells him about this purchase. If is the responsible person in charge, as it is per structure responsible for crime intelligence, he will have called the divisional commissioner to come and account to him and tell him about this. If not, he will have gone to the National Commission, say, National Commission, I hear about this purchase. Someone tells me there's a passage of this nature. Are you aware of it or not? If he felt that maybe something is amiss, he will have approached the oversight structures, Inspector General of Intelligence to report this if need be, and so is the Parliament. But no, he did not do that. He communicates this thing with the Deputy Minister in October last year. So, honorable members, this is a sign. Hence, I was saying earlier, when the honorable member asked me earlier, Malema, about the ownership of the letter, where I said, yes, the minister must own the letter, it's his letter, it's his signature, it's his letter, but there's a compiler that I believe is behind the scene. If we don't deal with the minister, we haven't fixed the problem. We need to find the root cause of the problem is this person who signs messages like this, Jairus Bia. So he has elevated himself to be in the level of the executive authority.
Now, Xoli, that is what is some of the points that are expected to be probed when Cassel Mathale appears before Parliament's ad hoc committee. Of course, there are central other figures that will be expected to appear before the ad hoc committee in the coming days. But for tomorrow, it's expected that the chief evidence leader, Advocate Norman Arns, will be probing Mathale on what he knows within the police service. You'll remember that this is his second term serving as Deputy Police Minister in that particular department. So it's expected that some of his knowledge in relation to the SAPS will come in handy as the ad hoc committee continues to look at the extent of those allegations that were made by Mwanazi in July of this year. But those proceedings are expected to kick off at 11 a.m. tomorrow, Xoli.
Live for us in Parliament ahead of that particular appearance. Thank you very much, Zoleka Qodashe. We'll learn tomorrow then whether it was indeed the Deputy Minister Mathale who may have had a conversation with General Sibia. We don't know at this stage. There are two Deputy Ministers, remember.